Son.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Waiver Wire Watch Party. It is week 17, almost. We're on week 17 Eve. We're on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough Eves, I think, right? So Merry Christmas to everybody watching, except for the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. Not a Merry Christmas to you. You get Cole. You all know why. Go Pack Go. I hate the Bears. I'm going to go on a rant here in a second, or I could just do it now. What do you guys think? Should I do it later?
Just go. No,
if you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Okay, I do have hate in my heart, a little bit. So here's the thing. Congrats on your Super Bowl, okay? Because that's pretty much what it was. I'm so glad that you guys beat us at home when we were down. Micah Parsons, one of our safeties, when you did a dirty hit on our quarterback and he left with a concussion. We had Malik Willis under center, and then you banged him up at the end of the game too. He's playing with a little, janky shoulder. Okay. Who else did we take out? Oh, Josh Jacobs wasn't even, 100%. So if that makes you feel good that you beat us down all of that, okay, that's fine. We almost beat you, by the way, because your quarterback couldn't put up any points until the end of the game. When you could just barely even get just field goal after field goal, okay, that you got lucky on too because of that wind. And then what? What it was, I think Drew Davenport put it up there. It was like a 4% chance that kick was going to get recovered. Okay, great. The ball bounced your way this time. Congratulations. And by the way, Detroit's been trolling us with the cheese grater for a lot longer than you guys have. So go find something original if you're going to wear that out and about today. All right. Oh, I'm done.
You feel better?
I was expecting
about that for 2 days.
I have. Yeah, I've been marinating on it for a while.
Well, kudos for not swearing because I probably would have. So good for you.
Boy.
That might come later. Who knows?
Hey, there we go.
There's still time.
We're only 2 minutes in, so.
Exactly. We're 2 minutes, 38 seconds in. For all of you that are hanging out with us tonight watching Monday Night Football, getting some waiver information, that probably means that you're in the championship, that you are going on to win your championship, win your league. And hopefully we're going to be able to help you out tonight with some great options for you in week 17. If you have questions, you have comments, throw those on in to the chat. We're going to get to those as they come through. We're going to be giving you updates on the Monday Night Football game. We are going to be going through position by position, talking about some stuff that happened yesterday, talking about our studs, our duds, a lot of injury news to kind of get to too. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things, covering a lot of stuff tonight. So thanks for hanging out with us. And God bless you. If you're here and you're not in your championship, that must mean that you really love us. So we appreciate everybody who is hanging out and watching with us, who's been watching with us all year long. Guys, this is going to be our last Waiver Wire watch party of the season. So it's been a blast. It's been a ride, but don't worry. Fear not. We are not leaving you. We are going to be doing some really fun playoff matchups for you. There's a lot of playoff contests out there on a lot of different platforms. So maybe we're gonna tap the draft show, kind of come back on in and do some of those live stream for you. So so if you didn't win your championship, maybe you didn't win some money here this season, maybe you can make it up in the playoff challenges. Who knows?
I love it. And you mentioned championships and whatnot, and people that have helped you get to championships or helped, people who did not help you get the championships. Why don't we get into some studs and duds from this past weekend?
Yes.
Stacy, let's start with you. I want seriously, with the amount of energy and hate and vile you have for the Bears just coursing through your veins right now, I could watch this entire show, just you talking and just progressively going more and more off the rails as we continue.
Me getting angrier and angrier as I get updates that now Malik Willis is for sure injured, and I don't know, they're gonna be basically doing the same thing the Chiefs are doing at QB this coming weekend against Baltimore. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Jordan Love out for the season. Like, no, that's not like. Yeah.
Can't love it. Just keeps getting better.
Well, let's be a little positive. Let's talk about some studs for you, and then we'll get to a couple duds here. Who are some studs for you this past week, or for fantasy managers in general?
Yeah, so I got to go with Puka Stafford from that Thursday night matchup. Already put if you had that stack, if you had it, kudos to you because you went into week 7 or week 16 with just a massive lead. If you were playing against that, I'm so sorry. It's probably over for you. But that was just such an insane game, and I can't wait. Do we think Puka goes like first receiver off the board next year? Because I wouldn't hate on that at all. I mean,
if Adams is back though, because he's under contract, so.
Even with Adams, like look at what he's done. It's kind of hard to ignore.
They coexist.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying over Chase in that scenario would be a little tough. But.
Why? Because why? Does Chase has T. Higgins? Why can't it be the same way for Puka Nacua?
Good point, Jorge.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, moving on.
I mean, right now, Puka is wide receiver 1 in fantasy with 23.8 fantasy points per game. You got JSN following up that. Jamar Chase is all the way down at 5 with 18.9 fantasy points per game. I don't think that knocks him out of the first round at all. I do think this is going to elevate Puka and JSN both into the first round.
I think those are the two you would but
those are for sure. And then you've got Amon-Ra there. What are we going to do with George Pickens? We have so many really interesting conversations, I think, for the off season that I can't wait to kind of get to that. I mean, I don't want football to be over, but I'm really excited for all the different things that we're going to get to talk about, in the off season. And Stafford, man, dude, that guy, like MVP. I'm sorry, Drake May fans. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, do I think that he should probably win? I mean, yeah, I think he's got a really good case for it. Here's the deal: is that he's a baby. He's a baby child, and he's not going to win. And they're going to give it to old man Stafford, who's going out there with a broken back every week, and just absolutely slinging it, and just making Puka and Devontae Adams, and the rest of the Rams look like absolute rock stars. So they're going to give it to him because that's just the way the NFL works. But don't you worry. I'm sure there are lots of MVPs and Super Bowls ahead for Drake May in his future. Also, real quick, this is not on the show sheet. I just want to know, you guys, what is your favorite item that Ann Michael May has made during Bakemas?
I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, that if all the ones you can do.
No.
And who? Who is
Ann
Drake May's wife.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's the most precious, wholesome.
I don't pay attention to that though.
Woman.
Yeah, we get it.
On TikTok.
Well, now I have to go on TikTok.
You have to, and because we've said it out loud, your phone is going to hear you, and now it's going to like spam your feed.
All of a sudden, just out of nowhere.
Yeah. So like every day, she's going on and making a different like baked good.
Yeah.
And like the entire like I think country, but mostly like the New England area has just embraced her in a way that they never know. And it's just so precious and wholesome. And I hope that it continues to go on because like all the comments that people are in the chat, it's like, these like guys that don't care anything about that, like that are obviously Patriot fans are going in and like, thanks for feeding our husband, just like, it's really sweet. So I hope that continues because she just seems like such a sweet human being. And I would hate for the ugly side of the internet to jump in there.
They will though.
Giselle would never. Okay. Giselle would never. Like this is like they're calling her the Queen of the North now. And I love that so much.
One of the other reasons I'm big on Puka Nacua though is that he survived my hex this year. Because apparently Gary Davenport told me that every jersey I have framed has suffered greatly in 2026, like Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL. Saquon Barkley, definitely a shell of what he was last year. Terry McLaurin, injured. Justin Jefferson, he's been on a milk carton for all season long till last week. So, yeah, sorry, everybody, but, Puka Nacua,
Jorge, you've literally just ensured that in week 17, he's going to go down with, he's going to be missing a leg. Like, his leg
as long as he gets me 30 fantasy points, I'm going to be happy.
And then he can get injured.
And hopefully he stays off the podcast. I hear that. for him.
Or
Oh my
Twitter.
God!
Or
Like,
Twitter.
and then his tweet right after the game, like not 5 minutes after the game,
2
he's
seconds.
tweeting. Unreal.
Let's go. Let's go down the Antonio Brown route.
And he
Let's do
deleted it right after.
It could
Well,
be
yeah,
worse.
I would hope so. I hope somebody got a hold of his Twitter and was like, "We're logging you out, buddy."
McVay didn't know about it, he said.
Yeah, at the press conference. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
like, somebody's comment during his press conference was that like he's got like the angry dad energy going where he's answering things like real fast.
Yeah, he was like all fired up.
Yeah, it was so great.
It could be worse. He could have punched a fan or slapped a fan like DK Metcalf
And
did
get
yesterday.
suspended 2 games.
Yeah, the rest of this. Yeah, exactly.
Aaron Rodgers is getting so happy with him right now. I can't. I mean, like that. The ire of Aaron Rodgers to me would be more of a deterrent for bad behavior than really anything the NFL could do to me. Like
The Rodgers and MVS connection's back.
it is. And I don't. Do you think that I have not been watching vintage Aaron Rodgers stuff on my TikTok all week? Yes, I have, and it just makes me happy. And makes me feel good, you know, and sad that we don't have him anymore. I don't care how crazy. Don't care how crazy he is. It is Toyotathon, and I need Jordan Love to get better because he doesn't do poorly during Toyotathon.
Is that a thing?
That's a real thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Real thing. Yeah.
Wow, I am so out of the loop on things. That is hilarious. And awesome.
All right, we've got to get you on the internet more.
Apparently, yeah.
Go to TikTok.
Jorge's like Bill Belichick.
No, but like what's funny? Speaking of internet, so like I did my YouTube year in review thing that tells you like what are the things that you watch the most, and it's like fantasy football, and then food documentaries, and like food, like food. Everything is food related, and so like I get no exposure to the actual outside world. So more TikTok is the recipe.
Do you know, also, this is completely off track. Do you know what app of mine gave me a year in review wrapped? And it was so unnecessary and triggering.
Spotify.
No, my Chick-fil-A app, actually.
You have a Chick-fil-A app?
Yes, there's a Chick-fil-A app.
I got apps for everything.
Listen here, young child. There's a Chick-fil-A app. And it is amazing. And it's just so great. I couldn't even imagine going
your order history.
I just order online and it's ready when I get there. It's phenomenal. But it straight up gave me a Wrapped with like, here's what you order the most. Like, here's how many times you've been. It was freaking insane. And I was like, you know what? I don't really need this kind of negativity in my life. I know that I frequent Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. The closest one is 45 minutes away. So
that is here's what you need to do. I don't know. I just stop whatever you're doing right now. And you need to go apply to be a franchise owner of Chick-fil-A.
$10,000.
$10,000. You're going to print money. You're literally going to be just printing money, and you can get you one that is within your area. That's what you need to do. 100%. So Brandon has a note here. Is it true they changed the Monday Night Football game clock just to display Philip Rivers' age? That's so good. That's so great, Brandon. That's amazing.
That's a good one.
Amazing.
Well, not to bring this.
By the way.
Okay, go for it.
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor T-Law, my guy. Coming in, just looking like everything we hoped he would be years ago. Defeating the Denver Broncos. Thank you, Brandon. That's exactly what I said. You need to open a Chick-fil-A. This is just.
I'll do that tomorrow. I'll get on it.
That's we've got some time coming off. Here in the next few days with the holidays, you can make sure to do that.
Very good discount.
Kyle and Jorge, you guys are not allowed to answer this question. This is for Aiden because you weren't here before when I asked them this question. Aiden.
Yeah.
Who does Trevor Lawrence have more rushing touchdowns than?
You might name every single one.
There's really one that I'm looking for.
Okay.
Think of a first-round running back.
Yeah.
I thought you were going QB only.
No.
Running back.
That's why this is fun. Yeah.
Okay. From this
past I didn't specify.
So Trevor Lawrence. Saquon?
No. Well, maybe. Hang on. I know
first round.
Like
top five. Top 5 fantasy drafted player running back.
Oh, Bijan.
There it is.
Yeah. It's Bijan.
Wow.
Bijan
That's-
has 6 rushing touchdowns. T-Law has 7. That's a fun stat. That's fun stat. Ken, I'm going to need you to leave the chat. That
Leave the
is
chat. Get out.
negativity that we don't need here, and also it's the Lord's chicken, so you're going to end up cursing yourself.
Wrong
Lord's chicken.
The
With
Lord's
Is that what we call? No, I'm not going to go down that road. Never mind.
It is.
Keep
Cool.
that.
Sure. Anyway, T-Law absolutely killed it, and I also liked what's his face, Liam Cohen's
The small market thing.
the small market thing, yeah, because I guess Sean Payton it was trying to be like a petty bitch and was saying that like the Jags were a small market team, which
They're
are.
a good team, he said.
Yeah,
But
but
for a small market, but they're a good team.
but then Liam Cohen just came and talking about small market team beating them. So I love stuff like that. That makes my heart happy.
Bill Belichick would never have that.
No. Bill Belichick couldn't be bothered with that kind of petty drama.
Apparently, something else I'm not with is Madden covers. Apparently,
The curse.
yeah. What is this,
Oh.
Aiden? What is this curse that's going on?
Yeah. So if you're on a Madden cover, basically,
Oh yeah, I know that.
what? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
What
what's
is
the
this?
reverse curse?
Yeah, what's this have to do with the Jags though, Brandon?
I don't know. Saquon was on it this year though.
Yeah. Right. All right. Whatever. Got Jamie in the chat.
What's up, Jamie? Thanks for hanging out with us.
We're keeping it clean tonight, Jamie. So just letting you know.
Yeah, you are.
But all right. Well, if we're being positive, good. We're going through the ebbs and flows of yesterday and this weekend. Let's go down. It's a little bit more of a dud area. Who's a dud that jumps out to you, Stacy, from this past weekend?
Oh, that'd be Joshua Patrick Allen from the Buffalo Bills. That's Aiden's favorite team.
Kyle, we didn't need your little sound effect.
Somebody has to say it.
Someone does have to say it, and I blame Aiden for this because
Did I say something?
you're the Bills fan that's here, so you're gonna get the blame for this. What is going on? Like, doesn't he have like fantastic numbers in the month of December? I'm fairly sure that he does. And
Yeah, they don't lose. He puts up
what
MVP numbers in December and January.
not this year, apparently.
No
6 points.
receivers, but that's okay.
Who cares? Run the ball. You're Josh Allen. You're machine. Like 6 points. 6 points in week 16 of the playoffs. I can't with that. That's unacceptable. And
It's all your fault, Aiden.
It is all your fault. Yeah, you caused that. What else can we blame on Aiden, guys?
Yeah. What do you have to say for yourself, Aiden?
I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Explain.
Yeah, you're opening a Chick-fil-A tomorrow. You're talking to Josh Allen tomorrow.
You got a lot going on, Aiden.
What the hell, man?
Busy to-do list. We're gonna follow up on this next week, by the way.
Christmas is like in a couple days. You better make sure.
Well, we don't have a show next week, so you can't do that.
That you know of. You know of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those would be good studs and duds. Kyle, who are some studs and duds for you?
Yeah, I got JSN, 8 catches, 96 yards with a touchdown, and it actually might be one of his less than average performance for him. But the fact that he did all that in the second half is why I'm putting him here as a stud. And we talked about it earlier, it's back and forth with Puka Nacua for the wide receiver 1 spot for fantasy in 2025. They're only separated by 4 points, guys. So it'll be fun to watch down the stretch of who's going to claim that wide receiver 1. And I don't know. Let's go around the frames. What do you guys think? Will it be Puka or JSN? My money's on Puka, actually, with Devontae Adams nursing that hamstring. If he stays out like another game or maybe even 2, if they want to give him some time off and let Puka do his thing, he might end up taking this thing.
I think it's been said he's out already this week.
Oh, Devontae? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to keep him out to the playoffs.
I don't know, man. Puka Nacua is doing some dumb shit lately, pardon my French. And I feel like he's one bad decision from getting suspended. Whereas JSN, you don't hear anything. He just goes out and just balls out every week.
But so was Puka too when he was a year or 2 into the league. He was a choir boy.
Well, we'll worry about his future sins when they occur. I don't know. I'm just not. I'm going to stick with JSN in this situation.
Okay. And then I just wanted to talk about one other stud, Drake May. As great Drake May has been, quarterback 3 in fantasy behind Matthew Stafford. Not only was it his first 300-yard passing game of the season, it was his first of his young career. So shout out Drake May, where I was lucky enough, I guess, in a dynasty league where I have Dak Prescott looking to get a little bit younger at the quarterback position 2 years ago, and took Drake May in the second round and was not feeling too good about it back then, but loving it now, and punched my ticket into the championship game in that league too. So super stoked about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so first of all, do you all get the whole nickname he has? It's
I'm confused.
Drake May. Yeah, I don't
understand. It's like the 6'7" thing. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get any of that either.
I'm done with that. It's like I don't get it. I don't
Drake
care.
May.
Drake May. Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know where that came from.
Something the kids are doing. I don't know.
I don't get it either. Drake May.
I'll ask my younger brother. He's 13, so I got it.
I'm surprised you don't know that. You should know this, Aiden. You're the baby of the group here. But all right, Kyle, I need you. See here, for those who don't know, Kyle is like one of the most awesome people out there. Very level-headed.
I feel like you're setting me up for something.
I am setting you up here.
He's getting you.
But you never see him get riled up. He's always, very
even keeled.
He's like Jim Zorn from back in the day, just very, very even, very level. We need better than that. We need crazy, angry. This pissed me off this weekend. We need Stacy Perez level of feistiness and anger.
No one can get that. So.
For who is a dud that really should be, fantasy managers should be really pissed off about.
Well, it's Trey McBride then, if you want me to get passionate, because it actually does sting a little bit for me.
Right? All right, come on. Let it out.
Yeah.
Finally.
Exercise his demons.
As a great player as Trey McBride has been, I mean, he's always going to – every good player is going to pop up on the dud list eventually, right? But this one does sting a little bit for me because, man, 4 catches, 27 yards for me in my final 4 game. It's with my high school friends, and it's the one that I really want to win. I've known these guys for 20 years, and to be outplayed by Elijah Higgins, who led this team in receiving. Are you kidding me? Not Marvin Harrison Jr., not Michael Wilson, not Trey McBride. Elijah Higgins led the team in receiving for the Arizona Cardinals. Are you? So that one really does hurt a little bit, because now I'm down 25, and I have San Francisco defense. That's not going to happen, right? So, yeah, between him and I was telling you backstage earlier, between the McBride fiasco and Caleb Williams' last hoorah, put this guy up 25 now on me. It's not going to happen now. So, yeah, I'm a little bit bummed about that.
No, you're angry. Say you're angry.
Okay, yeah.
Not bummed. Angry.
Yeah, but I am bummed though. But no, I am upset too. I am pissed about it. I am. I'm not showing it.
Mad at Trey McBride though. I mean, like, he's been I'm looking at his Fantasy Pro sheet right now, and it's all green. His game log is all green. Like, who else? Show me one other player this year whose log is all green. I bet you can't. It's Trey McBride. It's hard to be mad. He boned me too in a few leagues. I mean
I don't have
a. No, we got what you mean. We got what you mean.
Wow! Yeah.
You went to Arizona?
Contact. Yikes. I don't know if he likes Cougars or not. Guess we'll find out. I know Sam Hartman does. Jorge, hook that up. But anyway.
Well, you know what? Apparently, you're the only one who wants him, because Washington is trying to get somebody else off of a waiver wire somewhere else. So.
Wait, the audacity! Why don't you want to play Sam Hartman?
Why even have him on the team if you're not even?
Why? Because he's too sexy. He's too
they
hot.
Cut him like 3 times and brought him back.
I will send a piece of paper. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it's going to be a piece of paper with some like felt pen marker. We'll make it green for the holidays, red and green, and
just
to be nice. You stay on brand, and it'll say "property of Stacy Perez," and I'll make sure that he wears it should he play on Thursday on TV on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Please, thank you. That'd be the best present ever. A new kind of fantasy win. 100%. That would make my season significantly better.
Nice. All right. Let me get to my studs here. I got to Jared Goff in the nick of time. Jesus Christ. Like, literally, it came down to like 2 minutes in the effing game, and I have both Jahmyr Gibbs and Jared Goff as my top 2 guys. in my home league that I was number 1 all season long. I'm in the, I was risking at that point getting knocked out by the 5 seed, and I'm just like, not like this. Do not go out like this. And then finally, both of them finally redeemed themselves. So that, thank you, Jamie. Yeah. And then Parker Washington, Kyle, we were talking about it. You guys were talking about it on Fourth and Frames. We were talking about it on the pregame show. Like, Denver's secondary was this vaunted secondary that should be feared. And Parker Washington is like, F that.
I'll show you.
Watch this. And I think he finishes like the wide receiver 3.5 PPR.
Yeah. So
just unreal. Of course, in my dynasty league, I kept Terry McLaurin in, and I didn't put Parker Washington in one of my dynasty leagues, and so that went well.
I had him in a league that didn't matter, so I played him. But
just super frustrating from that sense. But in terms of 2 players who were duds, that were probably frustrating a lot of fantasy managers. Let's start with Baker Mayfield, QB 18, 13.7 points, and his teammate Bucky Irving, who I believe, I'm scrolling down here, Control F Irving.
You gotta scroll for a while.
Yeah, I know. RB 39.
Keep going and going and go.
Yeah.
RB 39. Normally when you think about Bucks Panthers, which, I mean, how often are we really thinking about Bucks Panthers? But like,
when you think about them all the time.
But when you think about them, you think like these are going to be like 2 suboptimal teams putting up massive points because fantasy football, right? And you would think that with the success that the Bucks have had, they're getting healthy, everything is starting to click, that you'd start to see, Bucky is starting to get the majority of the work, and Baker Mayfield, he survived all the injuries that all of the skill players had. Now he's fully loaded with everything he's got going on. No, huge duds. Sean Tucker's still a thing in the goal line. Fantastic. That's what we need in the receiving game. Rashad White's still around. I thought he was gone, man. I didn't even realize he was still on the roster. I'm kidding. But like, the point is that what WTF, Bucky Irving, Baker Mayfield, like, you were supposed to be locks in a battle of 2 teams that are fighting for the NFC South, that have, explosive potential. Yes, I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers having explosive potential. That's crazy, but when they play the Bucks, they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely grinds my gears, Baker Mayfield and Bucky Irving. But yeah, Jared Goff and Parker Washington, total studs.
Just butters your biscuits.
Never heard that one before, but sure, we'll go with that. But is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Burns your maybe it burns your biscuits. Maybe that's
because I think butter and biscuits, that's like a part of the meal.
You're a Bills fan. Aiden, do you live in upstate New York? Are you a Yankee? Is that you just live up there? Is that what's going on?
No,
we've never heard the biscuits.
I do live up there, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you've never heard the biscuits thing. Come to the South where we discuss biscuits.
We have Chick-fil-A's.
It is. We have Chick-fil-A on every corner here. It's amazing.
Do you have Waffle House up there?
We have a Starbucks on like every corner, but whatever. No, I don't.
No, Starbucks. You can't have a Waffle House all the way up there. There's no way. You guys have to have something.
No, there's not. Not even close.
Do you have a Cracker Barrel near you?
No.
What?
What are you talking? No, you keep asking. Is that no?
Do you even know what have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel?
I know what it is. I've just never been. No.
They're supposed to be like off of every major interstate.
Yeah, and they look all the same from inside. Like,
how far out?
Gift shop and then restaurant. Yeah.
You're right. Or they look the same since I was like a kid back in the 90s.
I think that's how they're made. Like, they look the same.
Yeah.
Still is fire. It's so good.
All right. Well, this is, I think, the moment we've all been waiting for, if we're being honest here so far on the show. Aiden, who are your studs and duds for this past weekend?
I'm starting with my stud because some rude person switched my dud. But anyway, for my stud, I have Saquon Barkley, because how many times whether it's been this show or literally any show on our network here, we talked about Saquon Barkley. He's supposed to do good, but he's let everyone down. So many disappointments, so many really dud disappointments, and what a time to rebound here in the fantasy semifinals for everybody. Now, I don't know if everybody's alive that still had him because he didn't really do much, but if you were, congratulations, because Saquon Barkley over 130 yards and a touchdown, so that was really good. Yeah. I don't want to talk about my dud.
No, you don't have a choice.
No, you have to.
You want me to do my original one, or?
No. Keep going.
Okay, hold on. I'm
How you
looking.
feeling?
It says some very choice words, Josh Allen on here.
Yeah. Yep. So, how does that make you
I don't know
feel?
who put that in. I thought we already talked about it, but it's fine.
We're gonna ask you again because we want to see you squirm. That's why.
It's fine. I understand.
Wow, the new football team, the Washington Cracker Barrels. Cracker Barrels is racist, apparently, according to Jamie. Interesting. We have from. Is it wrong that I see SJMP in my immediate thought was Sipplejack from Tropic Thunder? I don't know. That's just what jumped out. If we're gonna be offensive, we might as well just go all the way.
That. Yeah, we can't
Lean
talk
into it.
Yeah, Aiden, you do not get that reference.
Don't go
No, I know what Tropic Thunder
never
is.
go full
I've
simple
seen it.
track.
Yeah, exactly. I love you, Stacy. He says he lives in Chicago and he's a Cowboys fan. Boo! I'm in a permanent misery with the Bears making the playoffs and the Cowboys being eliminated. Doesn't help. My whole family are Bears fans too. Stacy, what do you have to say to this person?
No one's forcing you to be a Bears fan. I'm just telling you, like you can choose some other team that's not quite as divisive as the Cowboys and doesn't suck as much as the Bears. So you don't have to just be a fan of the team that
Well, he's a Cowboys fan. He's not a Bears fan. He's surrounded by people in Chicago.
That might be worse.
You know what? I'll give you some advice from my favorite Green Bay Packers quarterback. You don't have to be friends with your family. You can disown your family.
Just not talk to them for years.
Exactly. You don't have to talk to your family. Just saying, it's the holidays, right? Just completely cut your family off. If they're
go on a darkness retreat and think about it.
Go on a darkness. Listen, sometimes that sounds like that might actually be pretty.
That sounds actually kind of fun.
That actually sounds kind of nice. To be honest. I don't know about the ayahuasca. Never done that.
We're not gonna do that part.
I can't comment on that. Also can't comment on his craziness the last few years. But yeah, nobody's forcing you to be around your family. That's a Bears fan.
You don't have to like your own family.
I think we can all say around the holidays, families are overrated. Just saying.
Families are overrated. Too many people.
I listened to a podcast today that was called like, "Does your family stress you out?" Okay.
Yes.
Who would we pick? So for Simple Jack here, we need to decide who he's going to be a fan of now. Exactly, Brandon. With enough ayahuasca, you can invent an entirely new family in your head and talk to them.
Exactly.
You're not wrong. So who should we pick? You can be a fan of the Patriots and Drake May now.
The Bills and Josh Allen. That works too.
Yeah, I think they're fine. They've got enough fans.
Yeah, enough. They're annoying as is, so we're good.
Yeah.
At least we're good. Unlike two.
I know who he should be a fan of. And they're the second fiddle team in their own stadium. The Chargers need fans because I feel they never have fans in their stadium. It's always like the Rams fans or the Rams don't have any fans. Well, that makes the situation for the Chargers even worse. The Chargers need some like hardcore fans. So
except that one lady that's always freaking out.
Is she a real fan or is she a plant?
I think they planted her there like 3 years ago and just kept it.
Yeah. Oh, you hate Justin Herbert?
Wow. Okay.
I don't think anybody has ever had that much like conviction.
I feel like I'm a defender.
What did Justin Herbert do to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
That would be a good reason.
That would be a reason why. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Justin Herbert hate. I didn't know that he like did anything enough for anybody to hate him. But
yeah,
he barely speaks.
All right, Jack. Well, we tried. So sorry. Moving on.
In the chat, throw in the chat who you think Simple Jack should be fan of. I am so sorry if that is not your name, but it's sticking now. So
yeah. By the way, if you also in the chat want to talk about which player reminds you of somebody who would have done something bad to your wife, throw that in the chat as well. Because that would be something that we would probably want to talk about on air.
Put that on him. You can't put being a Browns fan on anybody or a Jets fan. Those two automatically disqualified. Yeah,
that's not fair.
That exactly. That's not fair. No.
Simple Jack did say, "I'm cool with whatever is a bad name." LMAO. Perfect. Love it.
Do you know where Simple Jack comes from? Simple Jack.
Yeah. Do you get the reference? What we're throwing out there?
Do you get the reference? I hope so. If
I hope-
not,
yeah.
you got movie recommendations for you.
Oh
What are
yeah.
you talking to me?
No. Well, you have enough movies to catch up on that we throw references
I
out that you
know.
don't understand.
I bet Tropic Thunder's older than Aiden.
Aiden, when were you born?
2003.
Yes.
So 5 years after you were born, it came out. So probably, yeah.
See,
Okay.
Simple Jack is also a youngin. He's 24.
Well,
Well, if you have some time during the
yeah,
holiday,
just it's you know what? Bring the family in
yeah,
that you hate. Bring the family in that you hate, and show you all sit down and watch this movie together.
I thought you didn't have to talk to them. Remember?
well, you don't.
You're watching a movie. You're not talking to them.
Right.
You're watching a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just move on from this entire.
I mean, we're 35 minutes in, and we're we're having great conversation.
I love this. This is fantastic. I need my
Lively.
jelly beans. That is great, Brandon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anywho, let's talk about now. Let's get let's get a little bit more specific to ourselves here. And let's talk about like players who carried us into championships. For me, like I mentioned it earlier, it was Jahmyr Gibbs, but the one I really want to talk about is RJ Harvey, who this guy has been playing lights out for the past few weeks. He had like a horrible matchup against Jacksonville, and yet he still turned it on. So very, very much so a RJ Harvey fan here. Kyle, who's somebody that really helped you advance that we haven't talked about yet?
Oh, that we haven't talked about yet. Because Drake May, JSN got me. Travion Henderson in the second half really brought it on for me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he just got hurt. Other than that, let's see.
I mean, like yesterday,
yesterday.
This past week, I should say, like week 16.
Everybody we talked about, I pretty much have JSN, Drake May. I've got RJ Harvey in a league as well. So
Nice.
I can't think of anyone else. No, because Amon Ra didn't really have that great of a game, did he?
No,
he was okay.
Especially there at the end.
Zing. Am I allowed to say that DJ Moore also helped me get to a championship, or is that
You started him?
I did?
That's
You have to, or did you do it because you thought he was going to do something?
Well, no. Let me pull it up right now. Hold on, just
like who'd you start him over?
So I had him in there, and I started him over. Go to my bench.
I mean, without a Dunze and Burden, I probably would have started him too.
Yeah,
I
he didn't do
him,
much till the final play. So.
I started him over Coker, Debo Samuel, Hunter Henry, and Chris Rodriguez.
So that was
Yeah.
good. It worked out. Okay.
Yeah,
I would have done that. He
What's
got
that?
a touchdown.
Yeah.
This is true.
Every time I looked up, he's catching the ball. Which I don't mind because I love Hunter Henry. But
Yep,
Oh, you know
balls.
what? Dak Prescott, and you were against him this week, Jorge, but Dak Prescott has gotten me pretty far this season.
All right.
And I was quite surprised that he had such a great game against the Chargers because I was kind of on the same boat as you. I was fearful of that, and I almost went JJ McCarthy in a league over Dak Prescott, and then I started reeling it back in. I'm like, Kyle, you just said it on the pregame show that you have to stick to your guns, go with the guys who got you here.
I didn't
So
know
I-
if you were gonna take that JJ thing that far or not.
I almost did, but then I put Dak back into the lineup, thankfully, and that really worked out for me.
Would you have won without him or no?
I would not have won, actually. Yeah, because JJ McCarthy, I think, ended up with like negative points actually
Negative.
before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Stacy, is there a two-part question for you? Is there a play? Well, which player helped you advance in the playoffs that triggers you for the good, and what's a player that helped you advance that triggers you for the bad?
Okay, so I haven't had a lot of Chase Brown
Mm.
in my fantasy teams. I did have him in a home league. And I'm so glad that I wrote it out because 32.9 fantasy points. Well, would he have like 3 touchdowns? It was amazing.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Chef's kiss. I love you, Chase Brown. I never doubted you for a second. I never wanted to rage drop you ever. I love it. I love that one. That was fantastic. Who did I have who makes me angry?
Like, did you have a DJ Moore that you were like cursing the screen at the same time? You were like, but
I had him in a league that it didn't matter.
Mm.
Yeah, nobody really that I was mad about, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of my teams that are still alive. I think the teams that I had more on weren't doing anything anyway.
Fair enough. Should we talk about some injuries that happened over the weekend and how that's going to kind of impact?
There was a lot.
Yeah. Judkins. Oh my God. What, the fractured ankle, the broken bone in his leg?
Fibula, yeah.
Fibula? Yeah, there you go. Wow. Apparently they said it wasn't as bad today, but he'll still be out for the remainder of the year. We can go around Jordan Love. We know what happened there. But Travion, that's a big one. Concussion out. Ramondre Stevenson took over versus Baltimore. Man, like, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think Travion comes back and plays week 17, or do you think he's out for they just play it safe and
he's probably out.
Playoffs?
I mean, does Vrabel need a reason to play more Ramondre?
Yeah, he loves him anyway. So
But do they have anything locked? Are they locked into anything, or besides the playoffs?
No, they don't have the one.
No, they couldn't clinch the division yesterday. They
don't have that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Brandon, is it less broken today? Exactly. It is less broken today. No, I remember what it is now. Like, they were concerned that there was going to be like structural damage to the knee as opposed to just the leg. And so there was no knee structural damage. It's just a broken leg. Just a broken big deal. But yeah, no. Lamar Jackson, man, you want to talk about falling from grace hardcore over the past couple seasons. Like, I think let's do some forecasting into the future, come August. Is he even a top 5 quarterback that you're drafting?
Yeah, he probably still is, just based off of the rushing and stuff. Well, I think he was playing hurt a lot this year. So,
Kyle?
Yeah, but I think perception, they're going to think back and like, I don't know. I think he'll be close. Will he be inside the top 5? With the same offense, if they keep everything together, I'm gonna say no. I think
Mahomes is going to be out, so that takes one guy off.
Because if Stafford comes back for another year, yeah. Go ahead, go through the quarterbacks, Stacy.
Sorry, I was just talking out loud. I mean,
no, but I like what you were saying because those are all ahead of Lamar.
Allen, Burrow, Daniels.
Oh yeah, Jaden.
The question is, does Drake May?
Maybe. I don't. Hurts has been so weird.
I'd probably take Drake May over Lamar next.
May, you got to throw May in there. Who else? I mean, there's guys that probably should be up there, but won't be. Like,
I think he's either 5th or 6th.
Yeah, I think he's going to be close for sure.
Top 8. I go top 8.
Yeah, just play it safe. Top 8.
Yeah.
Let's ask people in the chat here and drop in here. Who is a player that helped you get to the fantasy championships? Let us know, and we'll be happy to commiserate with you or curse your name if they're Bears. So, and by us, I mean
Stacy will start on a rant.
Yeah.
Well, again, I promised on Twitter that if more people tuned in, I would continue ranting about the Bears.
They came just for that.
I'm giving the people what they want, obviously.
And as soon as you say that, the ticker number goes up in terms of people who are viewing right now.
Oh, what do you know?
America hates the Bears. I'm just saying.
Which, by the way, if you missed the rant, go back and watch it on our YouTube channel. Or if you want to listen to it tomorrow, if you don't have time tonight, listen to the Waiver Wire Watch Party, a podcast. The episode will be live.
We should clip that.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a short. We're going to put it on our TikTok page. That
on the internet forever.
Exactly. Should we do the Monday Night Football check-in? Kyle, what do we got for us? Where are we at?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. There's 4:28 to go in the first. It's 14-7 San Francisco.
Right.
And Phillip Rivers is throwing back the clock, man. He's 6 of 8, 81 yards with a touchdown pass. Taylor's got 2 carries for 9 yards. What's that, Aiden?
Which player scored it?
Phillip Rivers threw it to Alec Pierce for like a 20-yard touchdown, and that was his only catch of the game. And then on the San Francisco side, Brock Purdy, 5 of 5, 68 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Christian McCaffrey has 1, and Demarcus Robinson has the other one. Yeah, he's burning some people there. But yeah, McCaffrey's averaging about 5 yards per carry. He's got 5 carries for 26 yards. And Kittle's got 2 catches for 38.
It's better than the last couple Monday night games. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, so
Yeah.
I love that. Let's keep it up.
It's a good start. Maybe the family or the football team in his suite is really revving up Phillip Rivers to do well today. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
There's like 13 of them. So.
Is it only 13? I feel like it's got to be more than that.
Let's think about this. If you stopped at 13, like the whole like unlucky number thing, would you talk to your spouse and you're just like,
Stop.
Hey, we gotta do something about this. We gotta get
it's 11, right?
And then what happens? It's 11. Oh, okay, good.
Well, I bet extended family because his oldest kid has a child.
Yeah, he's a grandfather. So
yeah, he's a grandpa. So you got a spouse and a baby, at least that, and then I'm sure his older kids have significant others. And
the Christmases are probably huge at that place.
Oh my gosh!
Well, that's why he's back, because he realized how many Christmas presents he has to get this year, and it's like,
I need money for us.
Jeez.
Like you have to ask yourself, like $80 million, and I know this is like the dumbest thing ever, but like, how much is $80 million really to a superstar athlete in today's world? Like, isn't half of that gone to taxes, and then you take all like your remaining and you're like the house that you're living in and the expenses and everything.
Where did he live before? Does anyone know?
Someplace expensive. I don't think he's like living around the corner from Chick-fil-A or Cracker Barrel, which there's nothing wrong with that, By the way, proximity is awesome.
Exactly.
Brandon says Phillip Rivers' favorite restaurant is Cracker Barrel. That's funny. Yes.
Well, we're 45 minutes into the show and we haven't gotten into waiver wire pickups, so I'm going to try to reel us back in here, and I'm going to kick things off with the quarterbacks if that's okay, Stacy.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with I know Jorge's probably going to be like, what? Marcus Mariota, 9% rostered on Yahoo, 16 Mariota, 16% on ESPN, and 21% on Sleeper. Jorge, the Commanders, they smartly decided to shut down Jaden Daniels for the remainder of the season. I know you're happy about that because I saw your tweet from several weeks ago where you said you've seen enough. Go ahead and sit them. That's exactly what they did. Mm-hmm. And I know Mariota has been a back-end QB2 for 3 straight weeks now, dealing with a hand injury too, so he may not play. So this is I'm looking at this as basically like a speculative ad, probably geared to more deeper leagues in the event he is good enough to play. But he may not be. And I'm not interested in Josh Johnson if Mariota
I didn't know he was still around when I saw him there. It's like 41. I'm like, what the? He's been on every team twice, probably.
Yeah.
He's got 14 different teams. I heard
quite
that.
The journeyman. Yeah, quite the journeyman. But I do think that this is kind of a bounce back spot for Mariota if he plays. We've seen him finish quarterback 13, quarterback 9, QB3 just 6-7 games ago. And you get a very nice Christmas gift sitting under your tree. Spoiler alert. I'll tell you what it is before you open it. You get the Dallas Cowboys week 17. We've been picking on the Cowboys defense all season long. No reason to stop now, right? I mean, they still allow the most fantasy points to the quarterback position. And if we look at the last 5 weeks in scheduled adjusted fantasy points allowed, the Cowboys give you the 3rd highest schedule adjusted fantasy points per game allowed, allowing an average of 6.8 fantasy points more to the quarterbacks. I know Zach Ertz is out, but Mariota still has a nice set of weapons to lean on with Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin and a couple of running backs that you can rotate in and out with, Bill Krosky-Merritt, and shout out Chris Rodriguez, who's been running hard for the Washington Commanders. Again, it's a speculative ad in deeper leagues, but I would consider Marcus Mariota here if he goes against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's Mariota and no one else, right? Like he outside of Zach Ertz, they still have the receiving weapons there in terms of Deebo and Terry McLaurin. So
Terry.
And in the secondary, they lost I believe Deron Bland to injury at least this past week. And so his replacement, Stewart Reddy, is just as horrible, if not more. So the way they move the receivers all over the field, this is definitely a good situation. Definitely something to monitor, though, because I heard he did get stitches in his left hand and they were looking at potential options. But if he's a go, like you said, against Dallas, Even if it's just garbage time points, points are points. Like who cares where they come, as long as they do come there.
And this is kind of a weird week too, like I said, deeper leagues, you're probably not going to want to be interested in them in a 12-man league, because I think Stacy's guy that she's going to talk about maybe is more for a 12-team league, but in a deeper league, this is kind of a special week that you can drop guys you normally wouldn't drop, because this is it. I mean, this is the last game that you're going to have fantasy championship week. So if you got guys that you're not going to roster and you need a quarterback, go ahead and, I don't know, throw a couple on there that, could pop.
Drop some handcuff for him. That it's week 17, so you got to play him or not.
Exactly. And Stacy, you've got somebody who I'm really interested in hearing about, so I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this guy.
Okay, so hear me out. I got Tyler Shuck for you from the New Orleans Saints, roster in 22% of leagues. They are playing the Tennessee Titans this week. Kyle, I swear I didn't do this on purpose.
Every time.
13. Since week 13. Tyler Shuck has posted 17 or more fantasy points in every game. Plus, he gives you rushing upside. You guys saw what he did against the Bucks. He just went absolutely insane. Tennessee is giving up the 22nd most points to the quarterback position in fantasy. Tennessee is also allowing 222.9 passing yards per game and over 118 yards rushing. I think this is a really good matchup for the Saints. I think if you are looking for somebody to throw in as a week 17 streamer, if you've made it to your championship, maybe you've got some guys that are going to be out. Maybe you had a Jordan Love, who's probably not. Maybe you had a Lamar. Oh my God, what do we do? Right. So now we got to find somebody else to go in. Somebody you want to go through these matchups. Like, this is it, do or die. Like, you've got to, throw somebody in there who's going to give you, a lot of upside. And I think that Tyler Shuck does it. Like I said, he's had pretty consistent numbers, the last several weeks. So it's something that you can rely on. It's a matchup against not so great defense, and they're throwing a ton, and he's very serviceable for fantasy. Like, nobody's going to put a gun to your head and force you to watch this game. Okay. No one's going to make you watch it, but you can enjoy the fantasy points that are going to come from it, because I feel like there's a lot of fantasy goodness out there with Tyler Shuck in at QB. And it's, guys, how many times when you've won your leagues has it been because of somebody you took in the first round? Because I can't tell you that any of the leagues that I've won, it's been because I took in the first round. It's been some rando that had to go in my lineup last night, right? Somebody that you got off the waiver wire. That's why waivers is one of, not because we do this show, but it is literally one of the most important things that you can do the entire season. Like, this is how you're going to win your leagues. It's not because of the draft that you did back in August, right? It's because of the work that you grinded through with the waiver wire, right? So it's going to be some rando that's going to win you that championship, and it very well could be Tyler Shuck.
2 years ago, Zamir White won people leagues on Christmas.
Thank you. Who was the guy from the Rams a few years ago? The
Cam
running back?
Akers.
Yeah, no. Anderson, CJ Anderson, right?
Oh God, yeah. CJ Anderson.
Wasn't CJ Anderson he used to be in Denver, then he did play for the
And everybody picked up the other guy, whoever the other guy was, thinking that it was going to be him, but it was CJ Anderson.
Kyle, you'll love this throwback for our quarterback. So Ken, who's in the chat earlier, had his championship locked up against his dad. Everything was fine. His dad's quarterback went down. He picked up Titans quarterback Billy Volek.
I remember him.
And Billy Volek, championship week, 5 touchdowns, 300 yards passing. In the chat, boom, right there. Ken on
there
cue.
it is. Yeah.
Billy
That
Volek.
sounds like a made-up name.
And he was saying, like, he was
never be heard from again.
Yeah, exactly. So I was talking to Ken's dad. I'm like, so what was that like when that happened? And he's like, all I heard from the other side of the house was no. And so you never know. You never know. Sage Rosenfels was another name who helped him through fantasy managers for the Vikings 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So you never know. You never know.
Is it Tyler Shuck this year?
It could be. It could be Tyler Shuck this year. It absolutely could be. Real quick, guys. Phillip Rivers' career earnings, $244 million over his 18-year career.
Oh. Do you guys know what did they give him this year to come back? Because I never did see.
It was a prorated league minimum. It was like 200,000 and change.
Oh, really?
It was literally the vet minimum.
I didn't know it was that low.
Well, it's so, and then they get paid like every week, so he's only going to pay for the weeks that he's there, and it's going to, the
Weekly
whatever
payment.
the league minimum for somebody at his, level. would be.
Yeah.
He truly did want to get away.
But I mean, he did come in
Turning
at
out
like
200K. Let's just put it to you that way.
Were you making a Southwest Airlines joke there, Aiden, or did that?
No, get away from his family. Remember
Oh,
earlier we were talking
because you
about?
said it just like the commercial. You want to get away? Yeah.
No.
Whatever.
That's weird. Stop.
All right.
Alec Pierce with another touchdown. Wow.
You're
Dude,
kidding.
he's loving
Two?
Alec Pierce and Josh.
Everyone
Downs.
dropped him probably before this week.
Hold on, we have a flag. Disregard.
No, it counts.
Disregard.
Oh, okay. It is on
Okay.
49ers. Wow. Two
Disregard.
touchdowns for Pierce.
Well, Ken, Ken and I are playing right now. This is not looking good. So
What did
anyhow,
you need?
Not
he
my
have
bench
Pierce?
right now.
well, I have the 49ers defense, and so obviously hearing Alec Pierce getting me, getting
Oh,
him
negative
that's-
points.
Yeah, it's not. Anyhow,
Moving on.
Aiden, who's another
Yeah.
quarterback we should be talking about this week, just in case you
Yes.
need to fill in?
Yeah. So I put under the deep league dart category, I put Kirk Cousins of the Atlanta Falcons because the Falcons have nothing to play for at this point. So they've become surprisingly a pass heavy offense with Kirk Cousins over the last few weeks. And next week they play the Rams. The Rams defense in general is really good, but their only weakness, I'd say, is their secondary. And Kyle Pitts is finally broken out. There was a lot of skepticism, if you will he repeat that historic performance. He didn't repeat the historic performance, but he did get in the end zone again. Drake London will be a week healthier. So obviously he has Bijan Robinson, who's one of the most versatile weapons in the game right now, and what you can do in the passing game with him. So if you lean a deep league dart, go with Kirk Cousins, who's in a high volume passing offense.
There you go.
That's another one, guys. Is Kirk Cousins earning himself a job somewhere for next year?
Well, I'll raise you that question with another
Maybe on
question.
the Falcons.
Well, he might be on a
Yeah, I mean,
contract.
someone's gonna have to play. Someone's going to have to play on the Falcons.
He is like for 2 more years.
2 more, although they'll probably trade him then. And that's probably where Jorge was going to go, right?
Kind of in the sense of like, is there a place, like any place he would end up as the quarterback? Probably is not a place you would want him to go and be there because there's probably nobody else around him to help make him, like I feel like this is like one of those situations where it's like, yeah, we joke, but it's kind of like, well, name some other like whole teams. I don't know.
Brandon.
Well, Ken brings up a good point. He hears that Kansas City needs a quarterback for next season.
Ooh,
I did hear that.
Oh.
they do.
Yeah.
Let's ask Nate about that.
Indeed. So,
Taking shots at Nate still, Aiden. God.
I was so good this week with that. I kept it going, but
we didn't want to put Chris Odolukin on
or Shane Michelle.
Yeah.
But it is a good point. I mean, if Kansas City, if he ends up in Kansas City for Patrick Mahomes to heal up his ACL, I mean, that could be something. I mean, he's a vet. He can learn the offense real quick. And, man, if he could toss the ball around like he's doing in Atlanta, imagine doing it with Rashee Rice and the rest of the Chiefs.
And they have no running game, so he'll throw a ton over there.
They need to get a running back in the worst way.
Kyle, you want to keep us going with running backs?
Yeah, so speaking of running backs, I'll talk about Blake Corum for just a second. I just want to briefly mention Blake Corum. I have to, Aiden, because he's under the threshold. He's rostered 41% in Yahoo and only 30% on ESPN. And I won't take too long because he really should not be available in your league. But if he is, and you need a running back who gets the touches, Corum is your guy. Even in shallow bench leagues, I would still grab him and use him. If you have other running backs that are questionable, like Woody Marks or Travion Henderson, for instance, in the last 5 weeks, Corum has taken an almost 35% rushing attempt share. The Rams want to keep Kyron Williams fresh. He scored a touchdown in 4 out of the last 5 games. Pick up Blake Corum if he's available. Like I said, he should not be under waiver wire. I'll move on, though, to one that is more widely available, and that's Chris Rodriguez, who's 29% rostered in Yahoo, 30% on ESPN, and 52% on the Sleeper app. This is Chris Rodriguez from the Commanders. I actually think I like Rodriguez a bit more than Bill Krosky-Merritt, which is crazy for me to say because I was the doofus drafting Krosky-Merritt in the 8th round. That was me back in August. But the last 5 weeks, Rodriguez he's been getting the higher amount of snaps, and he's been really efficient, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a full committee there in Washington, but Rodriguez has a 63.9% success rate, 3 yards after contact per attempt, and he leads the committee in missed tackles forced with 9. So it's just about under 2 per game in the last 5 games. And he's leading the way in rushing yards per game as well with 52. He's not a bad start if you're in a jam because the Cowboys give up the 13th most rushing yards per game. They're allowing 122.3 yards on the ground. And the Cowboys also allow the 7th most fantasy points to the running back position at almost 22 half PPR points per game. So I do see Rodriguez possibly hitting double digits in this one next week with the amount of volume that he gets and the opportunities going to be there that he's going to have. I think Chris Rodriguez could pop in your lineup for championship week.
You know what is really cool about Rodriguez that I don't anticipate being the case is that when you look at his missed tackles forced per attempts and when you're looking at his like elusiveness on the field, I could have swore Bill would have been the guy who's leading in that metric. But no, it's Chris Rodriguez. So yeah, that's a really cool take right there.
Yeah,
I don't think he's earned a bill. I'm just gonna say it. I think he gets his government name until he earns a bill back.
That's fair, Stacy.
You know what? I'll go.
Who does he think he is?
I think he deserves a made-up name until he earns
Made
a
up
real
name. Yeah, no JCM or whatever.
No, JCM's too cool of a nickname for him right now.
Yeah.
He can't have it.
Yeah, we'll call him Aiden. We'll call him Aiden until.
Okay.
That's
what
also
wait. What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, you figure that out. Guys.
Everything's your fault, Aiden. This is exactly.
Even if it's about the Commanders.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything.
You're learning. You're catching on.
Stacy, who do you got for a couple
I've got a
of
couple for you.
Yeah.
One, and listen, I get it, right? Looking at this guy's numbers, really nothing exciting, nothing to write home about. I'm talking about Michael Carter from the Cardinals. Rostered at 50%, so he's right there at that threshold, right? But guess what? He gets the gift of all gifts in week 17.
We're in the Christmas
Who
spirit.
do running backs? Santa is coming early for the Cardinals because guess who they get to play in week 17? Spoiler alert, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals have just an absolutely atrocious run defense. They are giving up the most rushing yards per game. They are also, and that's 156 yards per game, plus the most points to opposing teams running backs. They just let Devon Achane run all over them for 82 yards. So this is just a great matchup, right? So he's available in 50% of leagues out there. Like I said, you go back and you look at your numbers. You're not really excited about it. And look, I don't blame you. Okay. But the matchup is just too good to ignore for championship week. My next two are two from the same team. And this is, what are we doing with Quinshon Judkins, right? Who's going to replace him in Cleveland? Dylan Sampson had some weird hand injury that kept him out in week 16. He's rostered in 14% of leagues. Undrafted free agent Raheem Sanders, who has kind of bounced around to a couple different teams this season, did come in and looked pretty good. So, I would monitor that situation there. I have a feeling that both of those guys are probably going to be leaned on in this running game. They are playing, let me take a look. Cleveland gets Pittsburgh this week. We like wide receivers against Pittsburgh this season, but we also like running backs as well. The Steelers are coming in at allowing around 21 fantasy points to opposing teams' running backs. So I think volume alone makes these two guys a really good, snatch that you can go get. At least for the very, purpose of maybe keeping them from your opponent, I would go get both of these guys right now. Because you're going to have room on your squad, right? It's the last week. Go drop somebody who got injured. Go drop somebody you're not going to need. Go pick up two of these guys. Especially take a look and see. Maybe they had Judkins, right? Maybe you're playing against Judkins. And then, that person's going to need a replacement. Go snatch them. Right? Go get them off the waiver wire as soon as you can, because, I think these two are going to have a role. They're going to have a role rest of season. It's not a question of, are they even going to play? These two are absolutely playing. Like I said, monitor the Sampson injury because that hand thing was a little weird. I couldn't find a lot of information about it. But he was out in week 16. But Raheem Sanders has been, like I said, I think I forget how the snap percentage or something after Judkins went out, but it was very high. I'll look that up here in a second. But yeah, both of those guys I really like for week 17.
Stacy, I really like that point that you just made about just take the guy even if you don't need him, if your opponent needs him, because I don't usually deploy that method throughout the regular season. But when you get down to where we are right now, championship week, where there's only 1 week left, it's a method that you can absolutely use. And it's a win for you, even if you don't need him, because you're taking away a guy that you're playing for the money. And that's a very good point, Stacy. This is the one time where I will say, go out and get the guy that he needs, that your opponent needs, because it can work. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you gotta play to win the game, right?
Yep. Herm Edwards.
Play to win the game.
That's right. All right, let's get into wide receivers. Aiden, we've talked about this wide receiver a little bit throughout the show, but tell us about your top ad at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, it's Parker Washington. You talked about how he was your stud, right? So
Yep.
You talked about how he was one of your studs. He plays the majority of snaps from the slot, which is good, obviously, for fantasy managers because we like slot receivers, easy targets. But he's not just some little shifty, gadgety guy. He can be that, but this past week 16, he had a 14.1% ADOT for Trevor Lawrence in the Jacksonville Jaguars, which means he's a legitimately great downfield threat at a 14.1 ADOT. We'll go through the targets here in Jacksonville. BTJ, one quote-unquote breakout or whatever that was last week. He's basically been like wiped out completely over the last month or so, basically the majority of this season. So it's Brenton Strange, Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington. I thought when they acquired Jacoby Myers and Washington couldn't coexist because they both need to play a majority of their snaps from the slot. But apparently they can. Myers has been playing out wide more. Washington stays majority in the slot. And if he's going to continue this downfield usage and role with Trevor Lawrence, who's a very good deep ball passer, as we've seen in recent weeks, it's been an absolute fire, then I really like this, especially against the Indianapolis Colts, who are probably still going to be without Sauce Gardner. I really like the matchups. Then will he have over 140 yards and a touchdown again? He could definitely get in the end zone, guy. I don't know if I have that yardage total, but he's going to see a lot of targets out of the slot with the downfield usage.
Love it. I'm going to go to my guy next. He's 49% on Sleeper. Troy Franklin, a scary situation with Pat Bryant going down to injury, being carted off the field versus the Jaguars yesterday. But when we look at the situations when Pat Bryant has not been on the field, who has clearly been the number 2 wide receiver for the Broncos as the season has progressed, Troy Franklin has stepped up. Go back to week 15, 17.8 half PPR points. Go back to the last time they played Kansas City, who they'll be playing this week, 10.4 points. You saw the target volume go up there. You see the contested catch rate, one of Stacy's favorite stats, 100% contested catch rate over the past 3 weeks. So just, again, this is a situation where, the Chiefs are allowing the 11th most fantasy points per game to the position. Look, we saw Tennessee give them the business. Referring to the Chiefs yesterday. Denver is going to have that bitter taste in their mouth. They're going to want to go out there and help lock up that number 1 seed. So, yeah, Troy Franklin is definitely somebody, if he's available, that you want to get in as a good flex option for you this week. Let's get into a boomer bust dart play here. Kyle, let's start with yours.
Yeah, I got Konate Mumfield. I know it's not super exciting to pick up Mumfield from the Los Angeles. Am I saying that right? Konate? Yeah, Konate Mumfield, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm not. I don't know. I've heard it pronounced like 3 different ways.
Oh, okay. So I can't be wrong here.
No.
Mumfield from the Los Angeles Rams. He's widely available in your league. Trust me, across the board. He's basically 0% all around. But if you're in a 14 or 16 team league and say you start 3 wide receivers or even 2 wide receivers in a flex, I think you can consider Mumfield in a very deep league, providing that, Aiden mentioned it earlier, Devontae Adams remains out with the hamstring. So Aiden already confirmed that he's already ruled out. So that's good. Yep, good. I'm glad you're our Adam Schefter of the Waiver Watch party here. But yeah, against Seattle, Mumfield was used. He was targeted 8 times, catching 3 balls for 40 yards. And The Rams wideouts will have a very good matchup with Atlanta, who allow the 11th most fantasy points to wide receivers. A lot of people last week, they picked up Colby Parkinson thinking he was going to receive a heavy amount of volume and a higher target volume with Adams out. But the truth is the Rams play a lot of 12 personnel and even 13 personnel with multiple different tight ends. I mean, they have Davis Allen, they have Parkinson, and they even have the rookie Terrence Ferguson as well that they use. And because of that, Mumpfield only ran about 50% of the routes, which it is kind of a drawback picking him up. But out of those 25 routes last week, he was targeted 8 times. Again, it's a shot in the dark when you play in 14 teams or 16 teams where sometimes this flex spot is really that ugly. But if you're in leagues like that, Mumpfield could provide a little extra spice in your lineup.
Love it. So my deep league dart throw here for championship week is somebody that I think a lot of us, back in the draft or at least, mid-season, we're like, I want to get this person and stash them on my bench, stash them on my IR spot because they had such a connection, referring to Bryce Young and Jalen Coker. Cokeheads unite, as we say. I don't know if we say that, but I know people have said that.
We say it on the Fourth and Frames channel all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Because Drew is a cokehead. A Jalen.
True cokehead.
Wow. Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that.
1 hour, 10 minutes, 53 seconds. Make sure to clip that one.
Yeah.
Clip that too, along with Stacy's rant.
Yeah, love you, Drew. When you look at, when they've been all the wide receivers for the Panthers, when they've been playing at the same time since week 14, it's Coker who has more receiving yards per game. It's Coker who's right there behind Tet in terms of target share. You look at average depth of target. It's Jalen Coker. The only issue with Coker here is he's just not targeted as highly. Hold on. Brandon in the chat just said, Cokeheads unite at the bathroom counter. Wow. Wow.
Okay. That was good. That was good.
That was pretty
That's
good.
where the meetings take place.
That's what the meeting.
The quote unquote meetings. It's just a matter of target volume. And when we're talking about deep targets here, if you have a deep bench, a deep roster, going against the Seahawks this week, this is a situation where, Coker could definitely benefit for you, the yardage totals as well as the touchdown upside. So definitely a deep league dart throw here for your championship games in week 17. All right, let's talk about some matchups to exploit this week. So when I was going back and I was looking at fantasy points allowed, and one of the things I like to look at is also like, who's giving up the touchdowns? Because, at the end of the day, like receptions are great, yardage is obviously great, but I want to know fantasy points and I want to know touchdowns, like who's actually scoring in the end zone. And so when you look at Green Bay, Dallas, the Rams, the Bears, the Falcons, the Jets, and the Lions, these are all teams within their respective categories in the top 10 in touchdowns allowed and fantasy points per game allowed to wide receivers since week 13. Therefore, if you have wide receivers for Washington, Minnesota, Baltimore, Los Angeles Rams, Falcons, and Patriots, you all have pretty good matchups this week based off of touchdown scoring upside. So definitely something to pay attention to there. One interesting thing to note here is that Jacksonville wide receivers have an intriguing matchup versus Indy this week versus the Colts since week 13. The Colts have allowed the 5th most fantasy points allowed to wide receivers during that time span in terms of yardage, not touchdowns or receptions. So what I'm trying to say here is that they're not giving up a lot of receptions. They're pretty low on that since week 13, like 41 receptions. And the touchdowns have been 2 prior to tonight. But the yardage totals are definitely there for Jacksonville. So a player or players like Parker Washington, who has a huge ADOT, even Brian Thomas Jr. I know, Brian Thomas Jr., what are we doing? Like, he has a good situation here because his average of the target is just like Parker Washington's plus 13 yards per target down the field. So again, the Colts, what they do is they give up yardage and chunk plays, and these 2 wide receivers for the Jacksonville Jaguars could potentially get you a fantasy championship.
Yeah, I love that. We've got a few tight ends to get to. My first one that I put on here, and we have been preaching the news about Brenton Strange literally all season about him, especially since he came back. He's rostered anywhere between 37 and 54%, depending on what platform you're using. So he's definitely available there. This week, he comes in, and depending on like if you're in a tight end premium or not league, but he puts up a lot of touchdowns. He gets in the end zone, not touchdowns, a lot of points. This week gets in the end zone for you again. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence, trust him. They have a really, really great connection there. Jags offense is getting hot at the right time, and they've got a really nice matchup against Indy, like just what we just kind of had talked about. They're giving up the 25th most fantasy points to opposing teams' tight ends. You're taking a look too at like the targets since he's come back. He's got a 15% target share since his return. In the red zone right now, he's got 5 receptions for that 1 touchdown that came this week. What I like about Brenton Strange is that he's not a touchdown dependent tight end, which a lot of your tight ends are touchdown dependent. Brenton Strange can still get you the numbers, still get you the points without having to get in the end zone, which is really nice because it's hard to predict. Which players are going to get in the end zone. Like, how often do we go try to do a, so-and-so for an anytime touchdown and it hits, right? Like mine don't usually. But that's really tough to predict who it is that's going to get, open, get in the end zone for that. So if you can get a guy that is a big part of the offense, that's on the field all the time, like Brenton Strange is, who's not going to have to rely on getting in the end zone to get you fantasy points, I think that's an easy smash for me.
Yeah, Stacy, you said it. Trevor Lawrence really has been peppering Strange as he's second on the team in targets since week 12. And one thing that I love about Strange as well is the targets inside the 20, Stacy. I mean, in the last 5 games, Strange has received 8 targets inside the 20-yard line, which is leading the team in that category. You got to love targets inside the 20 because the closer you get to the end zone, the higher probability of scoring a touchdown. So love Brenton Strange this week, or next week, I should say, against the Colts.
Yes. And you put AJ Barner on here for us to talk about tonight. What do you got for him?
Yeah, so I've said it before, basically this whole season, and I'll say it again. This is a very, very consolidated target tree in Seattle. It's JSN and it's AJ Barner. In this passing game, no one else really matters. And in a passing game that gets in the red zone a lot, Sam Darnold is looking for AJ Barner quite a bit down there. So really like how he's set up in a consolidated target tree, and he always has a lot of touchdown upside anyway.
Nice. Guys, who are we going to actually hang on? We've got another touchdown in this Monday Night Football matchup. Yeah. Kyle, what is going on? Who got in the end zone for us?
Oh, was it George Kittle? Yeah, it was George Kittle.
George Kittle.
Yeah, Purdy to Kittle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you have Kittle there, Jorge, for that one?
I have Kittle and the 49ers defense. I'm down 174 to 168.8 right now.
Okay.
It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, Kittle's got 3 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown. So he might be able to build on that. One more touchdown from him. It's 21-14, 8:45 to go. So they're still going to throw it. So I think you got a shot there.
I'm a little afraid to ask what's going on with Juwan Jennings because I need nothing. That's fantastic.
That's what's going on. 0.
That's great. He's my dad for the week. Can I change my dad?
He's got 1 target, Stacy.
Done. Juwan Jennings.
That does not help Brock Purdy. You love Juwan Jennings. Go get him involved.
Oh yeah, he does.
He's rolling around.
No, Pearsall too.
But I can't even. I'm not in an emotionally stable enough place to talk about Ricky Pearsall right now. Oh, yeah. I'm not. I have so much Ricky Pearsall.
He's hurt you enough.
Discuss it at this point. We'll have to give it a few weeks. We got to give that a few weeks before I'm going to be able to talk about Ricky Pearsall rationally.
Yeah. You just went off about the Bears, so it's fine.
I did. I can only do so many rants per week. We got to space it out. We got to save the content.
It is the last one, though.
Yeah, we don't really have to save. We can't save it now. You got to let it all out now.
I got to save it. I got to save it for later on in the off season.
A special episode full of
special episode. We're gonna do like a post-mortem, like a fantasy 2025 post-mortem.
Who pissed you off the most?
No, exactly. We should do that. We should have. We should have special episodes of the Waiver Wire show where it's like our top 5 waiver wire ads that made us happy, and then another episode which top 5 waiver wire ads pissed us off, and then really go into it.
Because I'm a fan of Spicy Stacy. I'm a big fan of that.
You guys bring it out in me. It's so much fun with you guys here. You get a little sass. It's fun. Good times. Guys, who are going to be your priority ads for this week? If you can pick any of the players that we talked about, who are you refusing to leave waivers without adding to your team? right now. Kyle, who you got for me?
Aiden, you know, my priority ad is going to be Blake Corum. If he's still out there, if Blake Corum is still out there, that's my priority. But if he's not, I realize that there could be some leagues where you're probably saying he's not available in I wish he was available in my league. If he's not, then Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think so too. Those were going to be mine too. I liked Corum a lot, and I think Rodriguez with the matchup. I like it. Jorge, who you got? Who's your priority?
I am all about Parker Washington. Like if he is somehow available, he is Trevor Lawrence's guy. I don't care. They gave Jacoby Myers that contract extension. Parker Washington, when he's been healthy, him and Trevor Lawrence have had the best chemistry. And again, versus this matchup this coming week, just the yardage totals are just going to add up and up and up, and that's exactly what I want from a flex wide receiver option. So yeah, give me Parker Washington.
Bring us home, Aiden.
Mine is also easily Parker Washington, but I would like to note that I got to the sheet before Jorge did. So.
Are you saying Jorge copied you?
A shot towards the boss.
I'm just saying. I'm just bringing it up.
You're just stating facts. You're just spitting facts. That's all. That's fine.
That's okay. That's all right.
Aiden, do you like doing content for Fantasy and Frames?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
maybe not anymore.
Guys, say goodbye to Aiden. This is gonna be his last week on Fantasy and Frames.
It's been a pleasure, man.
But before he goes though, he's got his Week 17 waiver wire article coming out tomorrow.
Exactly.
So
let's spit my Gatorade.
After he's published, then we could say our goodbyes. But
there we go. Has he already written it though? Do you already have it?
He's in the process of writing it. I see I see the draft right now.
12:01 p.m. tomorrow.
12:01. Be on the lookout. Set your timer. Set your calendar alerts. 12:01 p.m. Aiden's waiver wire article coming out on fantasyandframes.com. You can find all of our content there on Fantasy and Frames. Go give us a like and subscribe, a follow if you had a good time tonight. Thank you to everybody who was hanging out with us tonight and for the entire season watching, getting your waiver information, trusting us to give you that information. And again, just such a great time with all of you this year. Stay tuned. So you guys will know when we're going to be going live, when we're going to be doing some of those playoff drafts for you. And in the meantime, you can find Kyle over at
X at KZ1180.
There you go, Jorge.
At Jorge B. Edwards.
Aiden.
A. Weingartner 13.
And I'm at Stacy _Perez 83, guys. Until then, good luck in your playoffs. I hope you all come home with championships and have just the best holiday season that you possibly can. We will be back again for an episode. We'll do something next week. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to do something next week. So stay tuned for that.
A rant episode.
Exactly. Who knows? Who's to say? Until then, guys, we will see you. Have a great night, everybody.